In Grand Prairie, as well as here in Garland, it's a situation where the incumbent mayor is seeking re-election in a runoff. For Garland, this marks the first time that the mayor has had to seek re-election in a runoff in the city's history. Rufus Rupard, the incumbent, will be seeking his fourth term as mayor, facing challenger Don Raines. Rupard outpolled Raines in the April 4th election by only 182 votes, thus forcing the election into a runoff. It was even closer in Grand Prairie, where incumbent Joe Colwell, seeking a second term, received only 108 more votes than challenger Bill Bowles, a Dallas attorney. Fred Catron ran third in Grand Prairie, forcing the election into a runoff situation. The polls in each of these cities will close at 7 o'clock tonight, then the counting begins. We'll have complete results from all the elections tonight on our 10 o'clock newscast. Cherry Park, Channel 8 News on the Move, Garland.
One, use the same voting location that was used for the April 1, 1972 school trustee election. Exception is precinct 227. The voting location for this precinct has been changed from the Rufus Club to the St. John's Episcopal Church, 848 Harder Road. 2, voter must have his 1972 voter registration certificate. Use the same certificate that was used in the April 1, 1972 school trustee election. Do not use the postcard that was mailed. 3, please observe voter location list, which will be published in the newspapers on Friday, April 21 and Saturday, April 22nd, 1972. 4, now this is a very important statement here. If the voter has a question pertaining to voting location, please call 824-5251.
Well, we are not planning that quite that far away, although we have, of course, if you reflect back over the Apollo program, you see all of the Apollo flights through the communication satellite system which we operate. And the whole world watched those first steps on the moon live through satellite. If you're watching the Apollo 16 flight in progress, what you see comes through the communications satellite system which we operate.
Realizing that I couldn't win it, after having come to the conclusion that I couldn't win it, I just got upset, and I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Not much, except he's supposed to be big and strong. Take a real good shot. What they say.
Well, yeah, but the last guy you fought was supposed to be big and strong and take a real good shot.
Yeah. Well, I hope this one doesn't turn out like that one.
Do you have any assurance that that the fella you're going to fight has a little more talent than the last one you did?
No. I don't. You know, this wasn't supposed to be the main event.
Right.
You know, and then circumstances dictated that they make it the main event, so I'm just going along with them.
You know, James, the last time, gosh, I can't even remember now, first or second round knockout, and apparently you were about as frustrated as the fans were that night.
Well, the guy wouldn't fight. I was coming in the fight, and I was all built up for a barn burner, you know, for 3 or 4 rounds, and then the guy comes out, and I had a hard time catching him. I had a hard time ever hitting him. Finally, I was just waiting on him so I wouldn't chase him and tire myself out. And that's the only time that I really hit him is when he'd come into me.
Well, when you get a guy like that, it doesn't do your career any good, does it? It's a knockout on the record, of course, but you need the work.
Right. I would have liked for that fight to have gone 3 or 4 more rounds, just so I could have learned more about a situation like that.
Every time that phony opponent of mine moves, there he goes in the newspaper. He was on News 8 Exception. He came back with everything he said the next night on the news. I was on Channel 13 the other night, and we had a hot debate with Oscar Mauzy, and the newspapers didn't find a reason to use that. And all I asked that man to do is to tell the people of Oak Cliff and Grand Prairie how he felt on busing, and he wouldn't do it. He was scared to do it, yet these are the people he's supposed to be serving, and he wouldn't answer. And nobody found a reason to use it. So that's it. And I've been through too much. My family's been through too much, and I just want to get out of it. And secondly, even if I won, there's not much I can do with that mess down there. You got a bunch of spineless politicians down there.
Rupard.